Kickoff unit all lined up, and we're ready to put toe to leather. Coming out with it, it's Hampton. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have two guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Oh, they should, because these guys can take the top off the defense. You've got two very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and if I'm playing quarterback in this game for either team, I am going to take my...
Breaks into the open. That kind of play will get a drive started or help your field position. They've got it at the 27.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You could tell he's throwing over the middle of the field. He knows he's got defenders there. I got to throw this thing in there quick, fast, in a hurry. Nice job by the quarterback.
Now they'll try the right side. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
I'll tell you what, you want to quiet this crowd down. You want to do something demoralizing to your opponent. Establish the run game early on offense.
Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. They'll give it to him again. Oh, better look out. Got enough for the first down and wants more. Found a seam on the left. And he will house it.
And these offensive coordinators tell you they want to start fast and they want to establish the run game. That is exactly what you did. First drive, you hand the football off, making the big explosive run, setting the tone for this football game.
They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they capped it off with a scintillating 57-yard touchdown run. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Fielded in the end zone, it's Tate. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And the story is going to be in this one. Will this quarterback be able to operate before that big fella on the defensive front gets right in his grill, Jesse?
And listen, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but he better play with the clock in his head in this one. He's not going to have a lot of time. There were a lot of quarterbacks around the SEC that probably felt this way back when they played the Georgia Bulldogs and David Pollock, right?
Yeah, especially those real teams with Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. But, like, here's what's fun. You can't throw the ball off your back. And that's what this guy's going to try to do. Get to the quarterback, affect him. The bottom line is every quarterback becomes really human when you hit him. Can he hit him and make him human?
Running hard and getting 6 yards out to the 26.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Facing a 3rd down and short from the 26. Just going to keep it after the snap. They got 0 push up front, and they stopped him in the backfield.
Offense facing 4th down.
And here comes the punt team. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. No fair catches here, looking for room. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Let's see what this offense has dialed up this time. He'll pull it on the read. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Back to pass, it's Patterson. Gets it out fast. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You can tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. Got a man. It's Marsh. Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Oh, he'll keep it on the draw. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, they're trying to go with the QB design run, but nice job defensively. They were not fooled by it. They were physical up front. Guys defeating blocks, able to get that tackle for loss.
They're dealing with a second and long. Off the RPO, complete. And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. A third down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. They'll run the sneak for it. Now on first down from the 30. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, they're just trying to run the ball, but that time there was absolutely nowhere for the running back to go, and as a result, that's a tackle for loss.
After losing a couple of yards, it's now 2nd and 12 as they try to keep this drive moving. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. To the air, it's Patterson. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws toward the end zone. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
Man, I feel for this quarterback. I've been there before. I mean, you're playing at night. It's super cold. It's going to be hard to execute these passes. That one got away from the QB, and he throws a pick.
They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. They'll run it behind the big guys on the left. Never seems to take the big hit, finds enough room to get to the 29.
Offenses, when they run these RPOs, they just want to be comfortable. The quarterback wants to make the read very easy, very clean. It's your job as a defense to kind of create some confusion, speed up that process any way you can.
8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. Gives it on the option. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders.
There he goes! That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
Well, their defense did a great job deep in their own end, right? Getting the turnover on downs. And now the offense is starting to pay that off. On the third play of this drive, third down, they're able to run it, pick up the first, they stay on the field, and they're going to try and churn this thing out.
Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. So after the break, they'll go back to work. The give to the running back from the shotgun. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. After the run, now to throw. Makes the catch at the 20. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9.
Defense is a lot about communication. Multiple wide receivers on the same side. I got to understand if this guy's going in, this guy's coming out. Not a good job by the defense with communication there.
Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. And that big gainer on the last one has them threatening from inside the 10. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
So many offenses do this, right? They run the jet sweep. This defense was more than ready. They see it all the time. They got the penetration. That play had no chance to be successful.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wants to go up top. Fires to the tight end. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You got to be aggressive, and you got to make tackles.
They'd really rather not have to settle for 3. It's 3rd and goal from the 6. Tries to do it himself on the draw. Tried to get there by himself, but he is stopped short, and it'll be 4th down.
Second quarter might not be gamble time, but inside the 3, Palmer, I've got the green light. I'm going for this.
I am too, and you're essentially running a 2-point play here, right? You've got a play you practice all week long. That's the play you dial up right here.
They'll send out the kicker here. And this ought to be a chip shot from about 20 yards out. It's good. He's going to hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. That'll bring him to within 4.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. So we'll see the offense on the field to start this drive. From the gun, the ground game. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride in stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Motion from the wideout. To the air, it's Patterson. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And screens are all about timing, right? You want to invite the defensive line to fly up the field, and then you want to throw it right over their head. And you could tell just a little bit off. The defense got in there so quick, got the quarterback hit before he could really get his bearings and throw the screen.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Makes the grab. Makes his way to the 17, but not enough for the first down. He'll field the punt and try to get some yardage. A little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. The give to the back. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Leaves it with the back. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Might be decision time if the defense can get a stop on 3rd down from the 45. To the ground to try to move the chains. Shakes off the defender. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. Caught behind the line. It's Ross. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. Just inside the 40-yard line, it's 1st and 10 from the 39. They want to run this quarterback. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Loss of 2. Brings up 2nd down.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Looking to fire. Good timing on the quick out. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
I love the anticipation on that throw by the QB on the out route. You got to throw it before the receiver comes out of his break. Nice work.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Gets the back moving. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. He'll off one deep down the left side. And he pulls it in inside the 15-yard line.
Really nice timing on that throw. Quarterback had to hold it, allow his receiver to work his route, but he threw it at the perfect moment so that he was able to make the catch inbounds right on the sideline.
This offense has been sluggish to say the least, but finally they're on the move on 1st and 10. Takes the handoff. It's Walton. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Offside, defense.
And this is what's going to drive coaches crazy. It's mental errors, right? It doesn't take any talent or lack of talent to have that penalty. You just got to watch the ball, and when it's snapped, get after the quarterback.
Into the end zone. Just threw that one way too far.
And this is the part of the field, man, you really got to have a plan because these windows get smaller and you're trying to fit that ball into the end zone. It's difficult to do. Quarterback, receivers, they got to be on the same page.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. From the gun, wants to pass. Going for 6. And he's got a touchdown. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I'll tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target and make the big play, get the touchdown.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They got the late touchdown on the board, now about to kick it away and hoping the defense can keep them from answering. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Now they'll run it on the toss. He's going to lose a yard on that one. The offense will quickly use a timeout.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Back to throw, it's Patterson. He's got him in the flat. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. The give from the gun. Strong belief in this running game as he powers his way ahead and picks up 8. It's 4th and 1. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. The punt team makes its way onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he's stopped. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. They're going to throw it to start the drive. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
Incomplete. It leads to secondary.
So now it's 2nd and long. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. This time he's got his man. They'll immediately call timeout.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Looking down the middle. It's caught. He's down to the 38-yard line, and they can't stop the clock.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Just a few seconds to go here in the first half, and they'll send out the field goal team. From 55 yards out, and he's got it. Never a doubt. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A first half that saw a little bit of everything there in Boulder. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. With that said, let's send it back to the fellas at Folsom Field.
They're lined up and ready to kick off this second half. Let's see what he can do with the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. Trying to set the tone on the ground in the third. Didn't find a lot of room. Let's give him 2 out to the 20.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Caught in the backfield. It's Ross. Oh, he's got some space. They get it out to the 36 and on the move after a pickup of 15. What a weapon these wide receiver screens can be. Not only do you get a convoy blocking, you get dynamic running.
When you do this and you show me the threat of throwing this wide receiver screen, it makes me play defense differently. It makes me have more guys out wide, which opens the box inside. So I think it's really smart for coordinators and offenses to continually throw these screens to playmakers.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. The give to the left side. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Pressure coming. Finds his man. It's Walton. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker.
And as an offense, that's just why you cannot get behind the sticks in these types of situations. 3rd in California is hard to complete and is hard to convert for anybody. And even though the running back is able to do something positive on that 3rd down play, it's just too many yards to gain, and now they're forced to punt.
He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. Now this offense is back on the field. Using his legs, it's Gray. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles. And those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
They go to the ground. Defense fills those gaps. He's got 1 to the 28. A key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. Back to throw, it's Patterson. Got his man quickly. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a 1st down. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. Quarterback just flat missed him. Incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open. That's why that one fell incomplete.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. This one's complete. And a big-time grab there. Knocked down immediately, but not before he gets it to the 40.
Well, they execute the in route. How about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
Now on first down from the 40. On the run, it's Gray. He's knocked down at the 34, but they're sort of hitting them in the mouth with a 6-yard pickup there.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 4. Gives it on the option. Turning it on. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
This is a designed run. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line and a big red zone opportunity here.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Dropping back, it's Patterson. Dumps it off in the flats. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
And there are certain guys that I want to make sure I hone in on, and I do not give them the football in space. And this running back is one of those guys. Really good job by the defense, keeping their eyes on their keys and not letting him sneak out and get any kind of space. As soon as he touched it, he was on the ground.
Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
Yeah, and the defensive line, you know, 3rd and long situations, I'm rushing the quarterback. You bring in the nickel, a little bit more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack on 3rd down.
And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. Smashes it between the uprights. The lead is down to a field goal. After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll give it to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Love the job by the defense here with their eye discipline. That's an RPO. It can be tricky to locate the football, but they found the running back quickly. Those linebackers and DBs really came screaming down to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Sends it back in motion. Second down, he'll throw it. With the catch, it's Ross. And they make the tackle, not before he gets the first down. Now let's see if they rush to the line or let the time run out here in the 3rd. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Leaves it with the running back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Fires to the tight end. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
He'll go to the sneak. Past the first down marker and still running. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And, David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
Really impressed with the running back. His stats haven't been great, right? Every yard has been hard to come by, but these are some of the best runs we've seen in the game by him, and it's happening at the most important time here in the 4th quarter.
Now they've moved it just inside the 40. 1st and 10 from the 39. They'll send the back in motion. Looking to throw on 1st down. Lets it fly. Got it in the middle. It's Carter. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the 1st down.
How about this offense, man? You got to love it. Late in the 4th quarter, you have the lead. They don't get conservative. Staying balanced. Run. Back it up with a pass. Getting the 1st down. A few more 1st downs, and you can walk out of here with a W.
In the red area, it's Tate. Didn't get a whole lot of room to run. He picked up 1 or 2.
2nd down.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Touch pass on the run. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a 1st down without scoring. 3rd down. He'll sneak it and try to surge forward. Scores on the sneak.
And, man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the 4th quarter, everything going in their direction.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he got that extra point through. No slipping on the snow. It was good. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive. And it was finished off with the quarterback sneak. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Hampton. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Here comes the offense back onto the field. On the move. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case in there. They try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Wants to throw. It's Patterson. Got his man. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down.
Look, it's a nice game, but I don't know if it's worth the seconds they're losing on the game clock. In this type of situation, you've got to be throwing at least to the 1st down markers, or you've got to be throwing to the sidelines to get out of bounds.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
You know, I feel for this offense, if they're going to get back in the game, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it with chunk plays. They're going to have to be methodical and generate some 1st downs and march down the field.
Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Makes the catch, converts on fourth down, is still on his feet. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense, not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. That last big play has them in business. Just outside the red zone, it's 1st and 10. They just keep firing. Grabbed in the backfield. It's great. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, they're throwing this ball to the running back out in the flat. That's essentially an extension of a sweep play, right? But the defender there to bring him down for a gain of no yards.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Grabbed in the middle. It's great. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. Enormous play coming right here. 3rd down, and this crowd is bringing down the house. Dropping back, it's Patterson. Throws for the tight end. Snags it. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal.
Hey, you know, the defense here in this situation with a huge lead, they've got to anticipate that this offense is going to be trying to throw the ball to the sideline, so they've got to work different coverages to try to force the quarterback to go over the middle of the field with the football.
This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Looking to fire. Pocket breaking down. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. On 3rd and goal, you can't hear yourself thinking here. Go straight ahead. And he steps into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the yard?
Lining up to add another. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. They got the touchdown they needed. Now trailing by a field goal, they'll line up for the onside kick. And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it. And the offense back on the field, ready to dial up ball plays. They want that clock to run. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Wide receiver comes in motion. Now on the move. He's not going to get there, and this defense really needed a stop like that. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. And here comes the punt team. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Grab behind the line. It's Gray. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Something to keep in mind offensively here. At this point in the game, when you're down in the fourth quarter, running east-west is not going to win you the game. You've got to get north after you catch the ball and get what you can get. The field position right now is critical.
Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. From the gun, the running back has it. Really tough run there. He got 4. That'll leave him a yard short on fourth down. They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first. Complete out of the backfield. He'll get a fresh set down, stopped at the 31-yard line.
He's down at the 31. And first down for the offense.
It came down to the final quarter. Clutch plays, guys delivered, and they get a close win.
Yeah, Reese, big-time players make big plays in big games, and that's what happened in this circumstance. As a coaching staff, David, you love this. You know that you have confidence in your guys to go out and be able to execute when it matters the most.
Correct, and you don't know until the games, right? You don't know when those moments present themselves. How are they going to handle it? Great job handling a close game, executing down the stretch like they needed to.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.